Welcome back, investors, to Ticker Time News. I'm Adam, and thank you for joining me for the After Hours show. We've got a bunch to talk about. A lot of fun things have happened in the market today. A lot of crazy things have happened in the market today. So here I am. I'm going to share what I have, but most importantly, I want to hear what's on your mind. So if you have a question, leave the ticker symbol and your question in the comments, and I will be sure to go over it during the show. Absolutely 100%. All right, first up, how you doing? Dude, thank you so much for the Smile Direct Club warning. Yeah, I was concerned about that. We've been following that for a little while now. Ticker symbol is SDC. I'll pull it up here on the charts. We had some crazy movers today, but they were down 23%. The pattern that they were in, it just broke right through to the downside. Extremely negative. I was worried about this stock. If you were not watching the Catalyst Watch video that comes out on Sunday evenings, you may not have known about my worry about Smile Direct Club. So make sure you watch those videos. They're very helpful. 23% just in after hours. They have lost a lot. During the day, though, they were flat. So this big loss comes after hours, of course, because of earnings here. I did not pull the earnings up for them. Let me just look for it real quick and see what it says. I did look for like Virgin Galactic. They were up pretty big. That's a very speculative play. Let's see here. Smile Direct Club EPS misses by 9 cents and misses on revenue. I thought if it missed on this, it could crush the stock, and it literally did. So they had Smile Direct Club Q3 EPS a loss of 23 cents, and that missed by 9 cents. Revenue of 137.6 million. That's actually a loss of 18.3% year over year. So that is not good. And they missed by $44.8 million on revenue. It says here for the year ended December 31, 2021, the company expects total revenue to be in the range of 630 million to 650 million. And estimates were 757 million. So they're even coming short on year-end revenue. So yeah, there's Smile Club Direct. I'm glad I brought it up in the Catalyst Watch video because we had been talking about this stock and it did take a tumble. Okay, I want to go through a quick opening monologue about the market real quick on what I saw. And then there's a few stocks I want to talk about, like Tesla. Boy, it was volatile. We also mentioned Tesla in the Catalyst Watch video from Sunday. They were down 4.8% during the day, a third of a percent in after hours, but they really found some support. And you know, like you said, Elon Musk is a genius, and I think he's got a plan for what he is doing. Okay, all three indexes extended record levels today as investors were very positive about the passage of a more than $1 trillion infrastructure bill in the House, and it awaits fresh inflation, and we await fresh inflation readings. But Caterpillar shares were up about 4%. John Deere shares added about 1%. And John Deere is actually a big old school company that I actually like. The dividends pay out nicely, and it's just it's a slow mover. When we're looking at these fast movers like Tesla or Smile Direct Club dropping so much, it's nice to have a couple of steady companies in your portfolio just to balance things out. But also Vulcan Materials and Nucor increased by more than 5% as the companies are set to benefit from the spending package that was passed in Congress. Meanwhile, Tesla did decline, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. On the data front, the producer and consumer inflation figures set for release this week are expected to show price pressures are at the highest level in 3 decades amid supply chain bottlenecks and higher energy costs. Last Friday, the benchmarks closed at an all-time high following a better than expected October jobs report and strong corporate earnings. The Dow was up 0.9% today. I lost my readings. I'll get them back here in just a second. But all the indices were up today. Here it is loading. Load quicker. Load quicker. All right, the S&P 500, keep loading. All right, was up 0.09%. NASDAQ was up 0.07%. Gold is still over 1,800 an ounce, and it was up 1/3%. Crude oil is sitting about $82 a barrel, and then Bitcoin has exploded out of its symmetrical triangle. We're going to look at that too. Now, just a quick mention here on gold. I don't talk about it a lot, but gold is something that I like to have. Physical gold. I actually like to have coins set aside because you never know. It's a good way to broaden portfolio diversification, and it's a strategy that I use. So gold prices firmed up above $1,820 an ounce today. That was the highest that it has been in 2 months after rallying almost 2% last week on a weaker dollar, and as major central banks sent a dovish tone on interest rates last week, and investors remain concerned about rising inflation, like we all are. But I really do like to hold it, and I like to hold digital gold. I think of Bitcoin in that way. And I like to hold a functionally digital gold, which I think of Ethereum for that position. Now, let's look at Bitcoin, BTC USD on TradingView, if that's what you're using. If you're not, BTC USD. If you're not, there is a link in the description below. They do offer a free account for TradingView. It's where I chart out all of the stocks and crypto. So looking at Bitcoin here, it had formed a symmetrical triangle. That's the 2 purple lines that you see on your screen here. The bottom line was support. The top line was resistance. Bitcoin has broken out of that. It has run to the top, I believe about 10% from the breakout point to the very top of where Bitcoin ran today. It got as high as 66,579, but the all-time high is $66,999. You might be able to see on your screen here, I've got an orange dotted line. That is at 67,000 even. So once Bitcoin breaks that, I will get an alert now that will trigger that. I'm thinking about, for Patreon subscribers, to offer, I know everybody does it and it might seem cliche, but maybe offering up whenever I buy or sell something to at least put those signals out there. You can do with it what you want, but I'm trying to find ways to add value for Patreon subscribers. I'd really like to grow that community. I think it could be very beneficial for all of us. But if you think that is a value-added service that I could provide, I would be more than happy to do it. Just let me know if you think it's valuable or not, or if it's just cliche because everyone else does it. Just let me know what you think about that. Moving on, though. Bitcoin, it broke out nice. Let me measure that for you so we can see. I believe it was about 10% from its breakout point up to its top. I got to move that over. All right, lining it up, it was about a 6.47% run up, and that was to its high today. It has pulled back about $500 or so from its high from today. So that's where Bitcoin is sitting at. I believe this is the beginning of the next leg for Bitcoin. I think it can get to 75,000 by the end of the year. I'm not sure about the 100,000. We'll have to wait and see. But Bitcoin is starting off on a very strong footing for this week. I see your comment, definitely valuable. So I'll try working out a system to get that out there, and I will do it for Patreon subscribers whenever I buy or sell something. Okay, so that way you'll have that as an extra data point when you're doing your due diligence and research as well. Okay, I will do that. All right, Ethereum. I do want to talk about Ethereum, ticker symbol ETHUSD in TradingView. I use Coinbase as the source for that, and you can see this beautiful up and to the right move that Ethereum has made since the beginning of October. Right now, there are no pressures on Ethereum to do anything but continue to rise up and to the right. It set a new all-time high today of $4,795, I guess, per coin. And it's sitting right now at 4,700, almost 4,800 to get a new all-time high for today. So it's really close, and I think it might be able to do that, reach a new all-time high this evening. It is possible because it is so close. What, we're at 72 right here, and we got to get to 95. So, I mean, we're looking at 30 some points there that it needs to move up. Not that hard. Okay, moving on from Ethereum. Oh, one more thing to point out. Ethereum is so strong right now that it's using its 21-day simple moving average as its support line. Whenever you see that happen, that is a very bullish sign for whatever equity or crypto you are looking at. If it's bouncing off that line, it is on a run. Okay, let's talk about the one that's making the headlines today, and that is Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. Now, Elon Musk, we talked about this in the Catalyst Watch video yesterday, but Elon Musk, he tweeted a poll and asked people if he should sell 10% of his Tesla holdings to pay taxes. Over 50% said yes. Elon Musk said that he would abide by whatever the poll results came out to be. So it looks like he needs to sell 10% of his holdings. Now, I have a couple questions about that. I know Elon Musk is a very smart man. He is a genius of our time. But my question is, Bloomberg reported that he has a $15 billion tax bill, and by selling 10%, he'd get somewhere between $20, $21 billion. Is that what this is for? Is he putting out publicity to say, hey, I need to sell to pay for taxes? Would you guys let me? And he's getting permission. Like you said in your conversation with me yesterday, that is possible. But I also wonder, if it's not to pay taxes, what is he going to use it for? Is it for Tesla? Is it for, Solar City that was wrapped into Tesla? Is it for SpaceX or Starbase? What is it for? That's one of my questions. If it's not to pay taxes, of course. The second question is, what's the time frame and how are you going to do it? Is this going to be an all-at-once thing? I don't think so. I don't think that would be the smart thing to do. And if you do, is this going to be over the next 12 months? You're going to do a little batch every month before to get to your end goal result? Because Tesla shareholders, I believe they're all thinking the same way I am. They've got questions and they're wondering how this is going to take place. So I do hope, for the sake of investors, that there is a plan that's made public so we can understand how this is going to go down. I think that will help to protect investors who are heavily invested in Tesla. So yeah, that's just my quick thoughts on what's going on. my questions that I have, really. I really don't have anything to say at this point in time about it because I'm still trying to digest of what does this mean and what's going to happen. All right, I'm starting to sound like a broken record there, kind of repeating myself, but that's kind of how I feel about this. I don't know how to feel about this. So anyways, the stock was down 4.8% today. It had some volatility. It didn't go down as bad as it was this morning. That was about 10% or more. So it had come back up throughout the day. So there were some people buying the dip when it dropped to 10% down before the market opened. And after hours, it's only down another 1/3%. So it's holding really steady. And quite frankly, this pullback to me is nothing scary. It's healthy. If you look at the screen, I mean, this thing has just taken off like one of Elon's rockets, right? So a pullback is healthy. It brings the stock back in line. It's way above its 21-day moving average. So yeah, there's Tesla. Let me know what you think about Tesla and what's going on there. Okay, moving on from Tesla. In the Catalyst Watch video, I know I keep bringing it up, but there's a couple of things that I want to talk about from it. I said to expect volatility from Tesla. Okay, we got that. Check off. Mark 1. I also talked about the trade desk. Now, the trade desk did something spectacular today. And I was even amazed by how well it did. Now, its ticker symbol is TTD, and that's the trade desk. I've got a little bit to talk about here today, but they were up 29.47%. Now, that's great. Whoever was in here, you got a good ride because it has been beaten up. This stock, if we go out, again, this is the one-day chart. It's a typical one that I'm looking at. I mean, look at these holes and choppiness for this stock. I mean, it makes these big moves all the time, but not always in the positive or in the green. But if we look at the trade desk, Cosmos Energy, and Cody, well, I said they would have double-digit swings in the Catalyst Watch video yesterday. So I want to hold myself accountable, and let's see how well I did. Well, we know Trade Desk had a double-digit swing. It was up almost 30%. Cosmos Energy, ticker symbol is KOS. How did it do? Well, it was down 4.7%. So right now I am hitting 50-50. What about Cody? Ticker symbol is its company name, Cody, COTY. How did Cody do? Well, it was up 15%. So 2 out of the 3 companies that I said would make double-digit moves today, well, it played out. So I'm 2 for 3 right now. I'd say that's pretty good. All right. Also on the Catalyst Watch video, we talked about AMD, but AMD moved today for a completely different reason that I didn't even talk about. And it was up, let's see here, 10.14% just today. It's down 1/4% in after hours. Now, I said AMD was going to host its accelerated data center premiere event. That's still on schedule, but that wasn't the highlight that moved AMD today. AMD rose over 10% on news that Meta Platforms, aka Facebook, will use AMD chips in its data centers. So AMD also announced that it's making a new version of its EPYC processor with extra memory, which Microsoft, ticker symbol MSFT, a member of the $2 trillion market cap club, will use in an offering linked to its Azure cloud service. The EPYC chips will power Facebook data centers, a key win for AMD as it now supplies all top operators of large data centers. That is really good for AMD, so I expect the company to do good in the long run as well as a nice 10% jump today. Okay, on to a company that I said yesterday in the Catalyst Watch video to be careful with, besides Smile Direct Club, was Lemonade. Now, I like Lemonade. I like the company. I think over the long term, the company can do good things. But in the short term, I got a warning message that said, be careful with this stock. So I passed that message along in the Catalyst Watch video yesterday. Now, the ticker symbol for Lemonade is LMND, and we'll pull it up here. Lemonade was up 1.4% today, but it's down 5% in after hours. Now, Lemonade agreed to acquire Metro Mile. Now, their ticker symbol is Mile, M-I-L-E, and this stock is up in after hours. It's up 9.18% in after hours. Now, why would Lemonade want to buy Metro Mile? Well, the deal is an all-stock transaction with an equity value of about $50 million or just over $2 million of net cash. Now, Metro Mile stock, it's up 9% in after hours, while Lemonade, we saw, had dropped. And let me go back to Lemonade, ticker symbol LMND. And then I'll talk about what this could mean for Lemonade. And just real quick, let me point out one thing here on the chart. Lemonade was in this declining wedge pattern here, where it has a declining resistance line, but the bottom support line is nearly flat, okay? Once it reached its nexus point, it broke out and gapped up to the upside. And I believe that was it. There wasn't another move to make. And if we measure that run, it was a about 23% run. I mean, that's an incredible and explosive move out of this symmetrical triangle shape. And those are very typical for this chart pattern. That's why I look for them everywhere when I'm looking at a stock, looking at a stock chart specifically. I'm always looking for these patterns because they usually produce the best returns. Just keep that in mind as you're dabbling into charting as well. Now, Lemonade said that the acquisition of Metro Miles tech-forward car insurance complements its use of big data and artificial intelligence in the home and pet insurance. Metro Miles car-mounted sensors have covered billions of miles and have cross-referenced that data with actual claims data. Lemonade said, quote, "These algorithms hold the promise of propelling Lemonade Car," which is their car insurance product, from a newcomer in the car industry space to a vanguard. That's what Lemonade said specifically. Now, the acquisition is expected to close in Q2 of 2022. Remember now, Lemonade launched its car insurance product earlier this month in Illinois. Now, I think this is a good move for Lemonade because pet insurance, home insurance, yeah, that's wonderful. But auto insurance, that is a much bigger TAM for the company, or total addressable market. Auto insurance is a market way bigger than pet insurance and home insurance. Now, pet insurance is growing, but it's a very small niche type of business for Lemonade to be in. The auto insurance business, that is what could propel Lemonade, like the manager said about this deal. So I think it's a good deal. It may take a little while for the fruits of these seeds to be ready and ripe, but I do think it's in the cards for Lemonade. For me, Lemonade is a buy and hold type of stock. I think over the next 5 years, the next decade, the company will do well. My personal opinion on that. As far as buying Lemonade, I like to see it right now when it's down here. What was this low right here? This low was $63 or $65 a share. I like it when it's that low. If it could go lower, like it was around this time last year, let's see, it was about, what's that low? 51 a share. This low is $50 a share. So anything in that $50 range, I think, is a good pickup for Lemonade. Right now, it has gone up a bit, and well, it's sitting on its 50-day moving average. So after its move out of that symmetrical triangle there, declining one, it did break above that 50-day moving average. And just a quick bird's eye view of a stock chart. When a stock is above its 50-day moving average, that is a positive sign. When it's below its 50-day moving average, that's a negative sign. So it's sitting right there on that 50-day moving average. It is well below its 200-day moving average, which is not a bullish sign for the company. It hasn't made a turnaround yet as far as the stock is concerned. So hang back. You can wait. It'll probably dip down whenever we have a market correction. Who knows when that will be? The market is just on fire right now, but it's one to watch. So yeah, that's Lemonade. Okay, another stock I would like to talk about is PayPal. Ticker symbol is PYPL. PayPal had their earnings report after hours today. The stock was up 1.6% during the day, but down 3.3% in after hours. Now, I had an investment thesis for PayPal more towards the beginning of the year, and it was very positive. And I still believe in PayPal, but they've got some work to do because they've got competitors now, right, in the fintech space. But PayPal stock, it's lost some ground here in after hours after it reported Q3 earnings that did top analyst estimates. And the payment tech firm says Venmo users will be able to pay with Venmo on Amazon.com starting in 2022. Now, I thought that was a positive sign for Amazon, not Amazon, but for PayPal. But investors after hours being down 4.2% must not agree with me totally. But you can see here, nice beat on earnings, 3%, and then the revenue was more in line with estimates. But the third quarter results do show solid growth on the top of a record year for PayPal, because they have been beating estimates. But the stock, you wouldn't think that. If you look at this, it's been choppy all year long. And if we look back to where it was this time last year, what are we, flat for the past year? We're up 24% for the past year, but we are down 2% year to date. So it has not been a very good performing stock at all. But EPS of $1.11 on revenue of $8.18 billion. But that missed by $2.3 billion, which is kind of in line. But here's one of the smaller aspects of PayPal being so big. Let me get my thoughts together so I can stop this stuttering. Their earnings, their revenue, it was only up by 13% year over year. When companies become big like this, I mean, PayPal is at a $269 billion market cap. Their big growth numbers, like a 30% growth, it slows down and you get to a 13% growth. Now, if we want to talk about a company that is growing and growing way faster than anyone thought, it is the metaverse player Roblox. ticker symbol RBLX. Roblox blew it out of the water today. Look at this. Hasn't been public very long. They have missed every single earnings, but they were up 29.7% in the after hours. They're way up here. You can't even see it. Let me draw a little circle. Right now, the stock is sitting up here. All right, it is up there. Let's change the color something different from red because it's positive, but the stock is all the way up there. It jumped out of this symmetrical triangle. I thought personally that the company was going to miss on earnings and it was going to fall down to a level of support down here and it wasn't ready to break out. I was wrong. This company blew it out of the water. It is way up, way above the symmetrical triangle, up nearly 30%. It has soared in after hours. After its third quarter bookings topped estimates, it cut its losses from last year in half, and its user figures again grew by double digits. Bookings jumped 28% to $637.8 million, and revenues more than doubled to $509.3 million. Costs and expenses rose substantially, though, which is expected for a company that is growing as fast as Roblox. And its operating losses also swelled to $77.4 million from a year ago loss of $51.5 million, along with some other expenses and tax provisions attributed to a net loss increased to $74 million from a loss a year ago of $48.7 million. So yeah, it's picking up some steam in the expense category, but my gosh, has this company just exploded and grown. This is what you want to see in a growth company. It has really gone to the moon, maybe to Pluto. Can we say that? Can we say the stock has gone to Pluto? Wow. I was not expecting such good results. Everyone who was investing in this company, congratulations, you got rewarded. Wow. It's a big player in the gaming space, but it's also a big player in the metaverse. In the metaverse, that is a buzzword that is super hot right now. All right. Gray for moon. Yeah, something like that, right? Okay. So that is Roblox. Now a company that literally has gone to space. Not necessarily the moon, but has gone to space. Let's talk about Virgin Galactic for a moment. Ticker symbol is SPCE. Virgin Galactic. All right. They were up 1.8% during regular hours. They are down 0.5% in after hours. They're right around $19.78 a share. Now, they are in a setup here, okay? The stock is in this falling wedge, which typically produces a burst, a big move to the upside, at least to a resistance point, where at this point, since it's trading below its 50-day moving average, and it's kind of hanging on to its 21-day moving average as its resistance line. But if it can break out of this, it could probably at least go as high as its 50-day moving average, maybe higher. Now, here's why I'm talking about Virgin Galactic. They had their earnings report today, and Richard Branson, this is his space flight company, but the company says that it is on track to be, again, commercial flights by Q4 of 2022. That will be a big catalyst. I know that's a year away from where we are right now, a little bit longer than that, but that's what we want to see. Is this company going to be able to take people to space? I know they had a big launch earlier this year, but can they do it and repeat the process over and over again? Will they be able to bring the cost down for space flight? That's what we'll have to wait and see. So right now, it's scheduled for Q4 of 2022 to take people to space. Now, the company does say that demand for space travel is strong, and well, I believe that they're selling seats ahead of the pace that they had planned. That's what the company is saying. So there's big demand. They're selling more seats than they anticipated. That's a good sign. Currently, the selling price for tickets to go up to space is $450,000 a seat. Now, that's a lot of money, but that price has come down. When you think about 5 years ago, we weren't going to space. We weren't able to travel to space. Regular people weren't able to travel to space. So I'm thinking, or I'm hoping, in most new industries, when they start, prices are high, right? Think back when, I can't really because I'm not old enough, when TVs first came available, or maybe flat screen TVs. I think I can remember that. You know, a flat screen TV, big, wide, $8,000, $10,000, right? Now you can pick one up for a couple $100. It happens in every industry. It will happen with space travel. The costs will come down. We will get better as a group at being efficient enough so normal people like you and me could one day go to space. That would be so cool. That would be a check off, a mark on my bucket list for sure. All right, let's jump over to another company that has done really well. Not as well as Roblox, though. And this is AMC Entertainment, ticker symbol AMC. Now, last I checked, they were kind of flat in after hours. All right, so they were up 8% during the day, but they're down 4% in after hours. Now, they were also in a symmetrical triangle. They broke out, and let's see what this was. If I measure from the breakout point up to the tip of that wick, that's an 8.87% move. Now, AMC, it can move sometimes in unexpected ways. But anyways, for their earnings, their Q3 21 earnings, their EPS was a loss of 44 cents, but that beat by 10 cents. Revenue came in at 763.2 million, which, wait for this, was up 537.7% a year ago. Okay, a year's growth up over 500%. That shows you how bad it was for them this time last year. Now, that beat estimates by $29.85 million. Okay, we already talked about Smile Direct Club. I was going to mention them for after hours, but they have dropped off the list. I would say maybe stay away for just a little while until we can see some progress in the company. A sector that did really good today was steel. Steel stocks, that's kind of a tongue twister. Steel stocks, well, they were up pretty big today after Congress passed that infrastructure bill that I talked about at the beginning of the show. There was a lot of back and forth with the bill, but the final amount, 1.2 trillion, it was smaller than what the president campaigned for, but still, it's a significant package, and it proves or provides, not proves, funding for a wide range of projects. Take a deep breath, slow down. It's a live stream. You're allowed to have nerves. It's okay. But anyways, for roads and bridges. So like I mentioned at the beginning, companies like Caterpillar and John Deere will do really good. But this is also for waterways and energy systems as well. So I just want to mention that. So steel did great today. Okay. I want to talk about a couple of earnings that are coming up tomorrow that I think you should be on the watch, be looking out for, be ready to pounce, if it were. The first is Coinbase, ticker symbol coin, COIN. Let me pull it up on the chart here so you can see what I'm looking at. Coinbase has been doing really well since the beginning of October, up and to the right on the chart, but so is Bitcoin, right? Volatility in cryptocurrency is great for Coinbase because they're making money. Every time someone transacts, buys, sells, they're making money. So Coinbase has their Q3 earnings, and it'll be announced after hours tomorrow. And its estimated EPS is $1.72 with revenue of $1.58 billion. Investors' focus would be largely on monthly transacting users, which highlighted significant growth in the prior quarter. This is mainly due to market-wide cryptocurrency trading activity, which was down in Q3 compared to Q2. Now, the future of Coinbase does look promising. Coinbase could reach $50 billion in revenue by 2025 under a bullish outlook of mass crypto adoption, rising interest among institutional investors, and the sector growing to a $6.8 trillion total size. With a conservative crypto market cap of somewhere around $3.4 trillion. The company would more than double revenue to $21 billion by 2025. So I am bullish on cryptocurrency. I am bullish on the adoption of Bitcoin and Ethereum and other altcoins as well. And this is good for Coinbase. Coinbase is the leader when it comes to, at least in my eyes, of a cryptocurrency exchange. And Coinbase has got products that it is expected to launch, including an NFT marketplace. And the NFT marketplace, that is something that could link directly to a very hot buzzword that I talk about quite frequently now, the metaverse. So keep your eye out for Coinbase. I think it has great potential. Another company that is announcing tomorrow is NIO. I know a lot of people are interested in NIO. Ticker symbol is NIO. I personally do not dabble or invest in NIO or Xpeng or Li Auto. I keep with Tesla mainly for EVs, a little bit in Lucid Motors. But yeah, but I know a lot of people are looking at this, so let me talk about NIO here for a moment. Let me put these few trend lines up for NIO. If we look at this bottom it had on the 6th of October, and if we run this up, right, we run this up, that one pullback there, I'm going to leave that out. It's an anomaly, because if I line this up, it matches really well. And let's change this color so it can stand out a little bit. NIO recently broke above its 200-day moving average. That is a bullish sign. Now, if I clone this and I go find resistance here at the top, it will sit somewhere right there. So you can see this channel that NIO is in right now. When it broke out of this channel, it used its 21-day moving average as support. That is a very bullish structure. And now that NIO has pulled above the 200-day moving average, it came down, it back tested the 200-day moving average and bounced off of that and had a green day today. That is a bullish sign for NIO. Now, they're going to announce their Q3 earnings tomorrow after hours, and they have an estimated EPS at a loss of 10 cents a share, which would be a 16.7% year-over-year growth with revenue of $1.47 billion, which would represent 120.5 year-over-year growth. Now, NIO's October deliveries decreased by 27.5% year-over-year to 3,667 units, impacted by a reduction in production volume as a result of the recurring and upgrades of manufacturing lines, as well as certain supply chain volatilities. Li Auto, remember, their deliveries grew by 107% year-over-year, and Xpeng also saw growth of about 233% in October. Over the last 2 years, NIO has beaten EPS estimates 38% of the time. However, it has beaten revenue estimates 88% of the time. So we're looking good on a beat for revenue, maybe not so good for a beat on EPS or earnings per share. Let's see here. We got a comment in the chat here. A bunch of faces. Okay. Okay. All right. Webcam HD. That might be spam there, guys. So watch out for that. I don't know if I can get that out of the chat at this moment in time or not. It doesn't look like I can right this second. All right, just be careful. I don't know if that's spam or not. It looks ominous to me. All right, back to NIO, okay? Since their delivery numbers were a little bit light, we may see a miss on earnings per share, but there is a potential that revenue came in and did beat. So what that would say for the stock is it won't move very much. Maybe it will hold within this trading channel that it's in. Maybe it will hold support above that 200-day moving average, but I don't think it looks good for a big move either way, okay? But anyways, that's after hours tomorrow. I'll pay attention to it, and if there's anything that comes of it, I will pass it along to you guys. All right, another company that I am very excited and I cannot wait for earnings. I do hold this company in my portfolio, Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR. Now, Palantir, like I said in the Catalyst Watch video yesterday, I think investors are starting to look and want a little more from the company. Now, Palantir's estimated EPS is 4 cents per share with revenues of $386.4 million, and that would represent a 33.5% year-over-year growth. And remember, I've said before, I think Palantir could grow at a compound annual growth rate of 33% year-over-year for the next few years. Now, Palantir did report or does report before the market opens tomorrow. And here's what I'm going to be looking for. Q3, Q4 revenue growth and growth in guidance. And is the company getting close to being profitable? Has the stock-based compensation slowed down? How about Foundry in Gotham? How's their performance? Will there be any new companies added to Foundry for Builders? Are there any new products in the pipeline? Or are they focused on their products that they have now to make them better? So that's what I'm looking for with Palantir. Now, on the stock chart, you can see it right here, the symmetrical triangle. It did break out of that today, just ever so slightly, but pulled back. And let me just measure what that looked like earlier today. So when it broke out, it ran up right here. Let's see, from the breakout point, that would be about a 2.2% run. So I don't call that really a breakout. Maybe that's a false breakout. Here's what I'm thinking. Oh, didn't want to double click that. Sometimes when you have these chart setups, you can see a daily candle come out of the resistance. It can pop out of support. You can see back here, this candle slightly came out of that support right there, but it came right back in line to trade within the pattern. The same thing I think is happening here. I think maybe investors might have got a little too excited thinking that earnings were going to look good, but they pulled back a little bit. If earnings come out tomorrow morning and they are good, this stock could gap up. It could gap up. The price resistance line is right here at $27.50. The next one is up at $30. If earnings come in tomorrow morning, good. They beat on EPS. They beat on revenue. And guidance looks good as well. Say they're guiding for year end to look much better than expected, then this stock has the potential to power gap up. And that's the PEG system that you can use, power earnings gap. It's a strategy that I talked about in one of my live streams, maybe last week or the week before. But it's trading on these earnings right here. And this is one that could gap up in the pre-market tomorrow morning. So watch earnings closely for Palantir. I feel good about it, but I do think investors are wanting more information. Okay, another company, and I'm almost to the end of my list. Remember, if you do have questions, plug the ticker symbol and your question into the comments, and we will go over it. I want to talk about DoorDash real quick. They've got earnings tomorrow. Their ticker symbol is DOOR, D-O-O-R. I'm sorry, not DOOR, Dash, D-A-S-H. Sorry about that. All right, DoorDash, ticker symbol Dash. They have their Q3 earnings tomorrow. They're below their 50-day moving average right here. And they've been down the past couple of trading days. They really are moving around. They can't really find their footing. Overall, I mean, the stock is kind of in an uptrend, but it's just all over the place. And I think that's because investors really don't know how to value a company like DoorDash. Even though it's a delivery company, it's in an entirely new space. I mean, we used to wish when we were kids that we could get McDonald's delivered to our door or Taco Bell delivered to our house. We wish we could do that. At least I did when I was a kid. So having that being a reality now, I'm just not sure people know how to value this yet. But their Q3 21 estimated EPS is a loss of 10 cents with revenue of $9.96 billion. Now, the reason I'm watching their earnings tomorrow is Uber's food delivery business, which is a competitor to DoorDash, in its third quarter, it could be a bellwether because it did good. It could be a bellwether that shows that there will be a strong result for DoorDash when they report tomorrow. The company could actually blow the doors off of the estimates that are set. Because like I said, I don't think people know how to value the company quite yet. So keep this one on your radar. If this one has good earnings, and I'm kind of leaning towards that they are, then you could see a gap up on DoorDash. So watch that one closely. Okay, another company is Unity Software. The ticker symbol is just the letter U. That's it. Unity Software is a big player in the metaverse. I know that's a buzzword that everybody's talking about, But for Unity, it is true. They were up 7.3% today. They were up 2% in the after hours. We talked about them in the after hours, the Catalyst Watch video from yesterday. But Unity Software is a great company to buy and hold for the long term. Buy on weakness. It is and will be a major player in the metaverse. Unity has a dominant position in mobile gaming right now. Unity should grow at a compound annual growth rate of about 30 to 32% over the next decade. That is a lot of compounding growth over the next decade. Earnings are estimated to be, or EPS is estimated to be a loss of 7 cents with revenue of $266 million. So watch out, Unity Software, Metaverse, big things coming. This is a buy and hold for the next decade. My personal opinion, of course, do your due diligence and see what you think about the company. It is trading in a very nice and defined pattern right now. Trading channels are looking good. It did pop above the resistance today, and that's okay. It's done that before. If we go back here, my head might be hiding it a little bit, but back in June, it also popped out, but then it came back down. But that was not around earnings, though. Earnings, I think, are playing a big role in why this company has moved almost 10% today if you add up the before and after hours together. All right, so keep Unity on the radar. All right, another company I'm going to talk about all week long is Rivian. Rivian has their IPO this week. It's a heavily watched IPO. There's a lot of interest in Rivian's IPO. Their ticker symbol will be RIVN for Rivian. It is not on TradingView just yet, but it's coming. It is coming. Now, Rivian's IPO has a valuation that could reach $65 billion, okay? And right now, it's priced at about $72, $74 per share to get in on the IPO. Let me know in the comments, are you going to go for Rivian's IPO, or are you going to sit back on the sidelines and wait and see how they perform? Is there a bunch of hype in the stock, and the stock is going to shoot up a whole bunch like, say, Coinbase did when they went public, and then they fell right to the ground? Or will they be able to sustain this type of growth? We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. I myself, I'm going to be nibbling on the IPO for Rivian, but I'm not going all in. I'm not going to open a full position on the company because I think there is hype that could potentially pull back a little bit. All right, I may dabble. It's pricey, but I like the company. I really like the product. Me too. Absolutely. Here, let's do this. There we go. Okay, yes. I think Rivian has a good product too. And if you think about it, in the US, pickup trucks are the #1 sellers. So Rivian being first to market with an electric pickup truck is a big deal. And it's going to compete with Tesla, just not directly because they're selling different vehicles. The Cybertruck, it's not out on the market quite yet. So Rivian's got them beat there. I don't think Rivian is the next Tesla or a Tesla killer, but I think Rivian will be its own company. If you look at the automotive industry, 100 years ago, there were 100 different manufacturers. Now we've got it down to a handful. I think the same thing is going to be true for the electric vehicle space. But there will be a handful left standing. Rivian could be one of the handful, just like Tesla, that are left standing. There's going to be room for several companies to exist. It's not just going to be all Tesla for everything. So Rivian's got a good shot, especially in the truck market for the U.S. Embark Trucks is set to close its IP Act to join True Simple and Aurora Innovation. Aurora, ticker symbol AUR. Aurora Innovation. This is the pure play for robo taxis. If you believe robo taxis are going to be a thing, then Aurora is the company. Obviously, that's competing with Tesla, but Tesla is almost like an ETF, right? Because they do solar, battery storage, they have the electric vehicle, they do a lot of different things. Aurora Innovation, I have a video coming out later this afternoon or later this evening after the live stream. That is a deep dive on Aurora and everything that I found in researching the company. Now it was up 1.4% today. It was at $9.99 when it closed on Friday. So in my video, that's the price that you see the stock sitting at, and that's why there's that price difference. Because I recorded it over the weekend, and it's set to go out after the live stream. So I think these companies, there's going to be, again, multiple players. A company like Aurora could end up selling or renting or leasing their technology to, Ford or GM or some bigger company who's not, doesn't have the patents or the technology that a company like this may have. But True Simple is also in the same type of space as Aurora. So that's two companies that you can check out. All right, that about wraps up everything that I wanted to talk about today. Do you guys have any questions, anything on your mind, any stocks you want me to look at? If not, I'll wrap the stream up here for today. I'll give you guys a few moments here if you want to ask a question. I'm going to go over here and look at the winners for today while I give you a couple minutes. Trade Desk, top of the list right here. We talked about them at the beginning of the show. They were up 29, almost 30%. Most of that move came in the morning. Tilray, no questions, just yay. I like that. I really like that. Where is my cannabis column here? There it is. We got Tilray right there. It was up 15.6%. I know somebody in the comment section of one of the videos did ask about pot stocks. So I am working on a video about cannabis stocks, just trying to find what companies might end up making it through to the end. In this industry, whenever there's news about mergers or there's news about new states legalizing this or that, the industry can move quickly. We got Kronos here. They were up 25%. Trueleaf Medic was up 19%. Tilray, let's see, Green Generation up 14, Canopy Growers up 10, Sundial up 8.8, Village Farms 8.5. We've got the ETF MJ, it was up 7.5. Hydro Farm Holdings was up 5.7. Now they're not directly involved in cannabis. They provide the tools for cannabis growers. That's why I have them in this category here, or this column. We got High Tide, they were up, and then of course Altria, I think it is. They were actually down a couple percentage or a couple tenths of a percent there. All right, let's pop over here to the all stocks category. Blink Charging, glad to see them run 24% today. Wow. Cryptocurrency BAT, Basic Attention Token. I like what they do. They were up 22% right now. Let's see, QuantumScape, Fuel Cell Energy, Volta. There we go. They were up 19.1%. Marathon Digital. Oh, yeah. All the blockchain companies did real good today. I do own Hut 8 Mining. They were up nice today. So if we look here, Marathon Digital up 17, almost 18. Riot Blockchain 16.5. Bitfarms 12. Hive 9.9. Hut 8 Mining 9.5. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust 7.6. Bit Digital 5.7. So you can see there's Coinbase right there up 5%. So you can see they had a great performing day today. Of course, they follow Bitcoin. If it's up, they're up. If it's down, they're down. So it can be a wild ride. Good for swing trading, right? Okay, let's see here. What else do we have at the top of this list? BioNTech, I think they had earnings. Let's see here. I think they had earnings. Bitcoin just hit 66.9. Let me open up the crypto category. Where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin 67.2. Yep, 67.3 right now. It's on a run. Let's go to the real chart. Let's go over here. BTC USD. Coinbase for the data. Oh, Bitcoin crossed 67,000. There's the alert right there. There's the alert. It is on a run right now. Let me go into a, let's dial this in. I'm going to go to a 1 minute chart. Gotta squeeze it all back in here a little bit. That may be too much. All right, let me go back to a 5 minute. 5 minute chart. It is making its move. Look at that volume. Look at that volume right there. Wow. Okay, 5 minute chart. Is that where we're at? Yeah, we're on a 5 minute chart. So the past 10 minutes, the last two candles, it has run. And then if we look before that, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes before that, it bounced off its 21-day moving average, or it popped above its 21-day moving average. It built up momentum, and then it has taken off to set a new all-time high of $67,350. Good job, Bitcoin. Brand new all-time high. I can't believe it. Live on the show, Bitcoin reaches a new all-time high. That is incredible. That is incredible. We're starting a new candle here on the 5 minute chart. It's starting out to be red. Can it keep running? Oh, the chart just narrowed down. I mean, the candle narrowed down. Oh, the candle is green. The candle is green. Can it go some more? It's at 67. Oh, did it break? New all-time high. 67,386. New all-time high. Oh, new all-time high. $67,393 for Bitcoin. New all-time high. 67,496. It keeps breaking. All-time high. 67,500. New all-time high, 67,599, 67,600. It is on a run, folks, right now. Bitcoin is going. It is going. It is setting new all-time highs. I can't keep up with it. 67,679 is the new all-time high right now on Bitcoin. Wow. Wow. It just moves so quick. That was incredible. Oh, man, that was awesome. $67,679.32 is the all-time high for Bitcoin right now. Oh, wow. Go to the hour candles. I'm going to have to heart attack. All right. All right, let's go to 1 hour. Oh, boy. Whoa. Okay. Here we go. All right, that's a nice all-time high there for Bitcoin. That is pretty cool to witness that here live on the channel, I must say. That got my heart pumping. How about you? Woo! Go Bitcoin. All right, we'll have to watch this all through the night because it looks like it's got the momentum. If we look here, look at two things here real quick on the chart for Bitcoin. If we look at the volume, all right, volume, and this is a 1 hour chart, okay? So volume from here to this last hour's candle, volume was trending down, right? Okay, let's look at this right here on the RSI. RSI, since it was all the way up here at 92, it was in a downtrend also, and it got to a low of 57. That's relative strength, okay? Seeing Bitcoin at overextended on the RSI, that is typical. It does not follow the typical movements that you see in equities and stocks, right? So Bitcoin typically runs hotter and runs higher on the RSI. Over the past hour, though, that has reversed, and that trend is now moving up. And Bitcoin is about to break. Bitcoin just broke another all-time high. $67,700 even is the new all-time high. Wow. Another $200 added. Ethereum is running too. Let's plug that in. ETH USD for Ethereum. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. Ethereum 4,800 even for an all-time high. That volume candle is immense. Wow. It's not moving. Why is it not moving? Why is it not moving? The feed's still up. All right, is Ethereum really just hanging there at 4,800? There it goes, 4,802. That's a new all-time high for Ethereum. 4,802.72. Wow. All right, let me hop back over to Bitcoin real quick. BTC USD. Let's look at this. All right. Oh, Bitcoin did get Bitcoin new all-time high, 67,000. Oh, it's still climbing. It's still climbing, folks. Wow. 67,742. Now 47.03. New all-time high. Wow, it is on a run. The momentum is pushing it up. It's about to break 67,800. New all-time high right now, 67,799.99. Wow. That is incredible. All right, well, we'll have to watch Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrency through the night. It's got momentum right now to just run all night, I think. Who knows? Crypto is crazy. But it's good to see these all-time highs. I'm glad you're watching with me. I'll go ahead and cut the stream off, and we can go about our business. But man, wow, it was really cool to see those all-time highs in Bitcoin and Ethereum with you. Wow, that is pretty cool. It does seem to be cooling off now. It's at 67,550. But that's what it's been doing for a little while now. It's been bouncing around, and then it will get another burst and set new all-time highs. So yeah, that is really cool. All right, everyone. Well, have a good evening. Thank you so very much for joining me. We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin. It is rocking right now. Ethereum is too. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me. I have a video coming out in a few minutes on Aurora. Aurora. Oh man, I'm just all Bitcoin thinking right now. Aurora Innovation. In a few minutes, it's coming out on the channel. And then I'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern for the After Hours show, where we have some fun, right? All right, folks. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.